As one of the sellers in the gold and silver shop, Chumlee does not have the required level of knowledge to successfully handle all deals. This leads to an occasional mistake or another. Despite his mistakes though, it's easy to fall in love with his amateur and, well, dumb character. He's an interesting character known for his stupid antics and at times deals with customers that end in disaster because of Chum's mistakes. He's cost the shop quite a lot and it was worth getting him fired. Hey everyone, welcome back to another video on Splat. In this video, we'll be taking a look at 5 times that Chumlee almost got fired from Pawn Stars because of some big, costly mistakes. But before we go on, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It helps us out a lot. Be sure to stay until number 1 to see a crazy Chumlee fact that almost cost him the entire show. You would be shocked. Number 5. Buying worthless comic books.
I have my uncle's comic book collection. He passed away and this was handed down to me.
When a woman brought in her uncle's old collection of comic books to the shop, Chum thought he had come across something valuable.
They're all comic books?
All comic books.
This is pretty cool.
These comics were held in 7 different boxes and filled to the brim with different comics. The woman had also stated that there were only half of the comics available. Chumlee had felt that he would find something special in those boxes that would end up costing a lot of money. So he paid her $500 for the lot. Now this was a gamble that didn't work out for him. When the shop's comic book experts came to examine what he had purchased, the bad news was broken to him. Chumlee had just spent money on a poor investment. Of all the 7 boxes, he was only able to find a handful of comics and they were still barely worth $200. The rest of the collection was then referred to as scrap by this expert. Rick was mad about this because Chumlee had just found a way to set the club back by hundreds of dollars. Number 4. He was rude to a customer. Now you may not think of this as something dumb to do, but when you understand the loss which this would cause the shop, well then everything becomes a bit clearer. Some people are very sensitive about their collections and how they make money from them, but apparently Chumlee is unaware of this. This is what happened when a man walked into the store looking to sell his collection of candy dispensers. What started out as a fun and regular conversation meant to help the guy get some extra money turned into a frustrating and disrespectful idea. Well, it's safe to say that at this moment it isn't all about Chum, as Corey was also present and he was no better to the man. From the moment the man got into the store, Chum wouldn't stop making fun of him and his dispensers. To start with, he questioned why there wasn't any candy, but no one really expects him to have any. Chumlee then states that he feels that these types of materials were collected only by children.
What good are candy dispensers without candy?
Come on, man. You work with this guy.
Seems like this is something the kids would be into collecting.
This infuriated the guy, who left the shop in rage. Number 3. He bought a fake Gibson mandolin. Chumlee has been responsible for quite a number of mess-ups on the show, and this is mostly due to the level of ignorance with which he deals with his customers. In an episode on season 4, while at the counter, Chumlee was approached by a customer who wanted to sell him a Gibson mandolin.
$18.95. I mean, you see the shape it's in. It's a little dust, but it's fine.
You're killing me, man. That's gonna sit on my shelf for a while.
According to the seller, he had found the Gibson mandolin at a yard sale and wanted to sell it for $3,000 in order to take his family on a trip to Ireland. Foolishly, Chumlee admits to the customer that he only has a spending limit of $1,000. Yet he sees this guitar as a jackpot and a way to make Rick some easy money and apparently earn his favor. He takes the deal for $1,500. Later on, when the mandolin is inspected, it is identified to be a fake, and you can imagine the trouble that Chum had just caused. This was only worth $100. Ouch. Number 2. Bad autograph. Everything goes wrong here when Rick asked Chum to get him an autograph to add more value to a record album which was pawned earlier on the show that day. It was the best thing that Rick could have ever hoped for. The task, which was given to Chumlee, was simple, but he still couldn't manage to get it done. Surprisingly, he was able to locate Bob Dylan and even ask for the signature. Bob was nice enough to indulge him. He agreed to sign it and asked if he should put a name. And this is where the mistake happens.
Anything else you want me to say?
Just make it out to Chumlee, whatever you want to do.
Okay.
He told Bob Dylan to address the signature out to himself, which rendered the record useless. Rick was extremely disappointed because Chumlee had just cost him a chance to earn some really good money. Number 1. Chumlee's arrest.
The business has no comment. They say they haven't even spoken with Chumlee yet, but fans tell me they are shocked.
Now, this mess up may not have happened on the show, but it's still worth mentioning because it actually was something quite terrible. Well, no one could have ever imagined that good old Chumlee would get arrested when his house was raided due to a sexual assault allegation. When the police went into his house, they ended up making more shocking discoveries. They ended up finding out that Austin Russell had a gun along with methamphetamine and marijuana. After this, he was charged with drug possession and prohibited possession of a firearm. It was really a disgrace to the reality TV show and even shocked the other sellers in the gold and silver pawn shop. At the end of the day, there has been no sexual assault charge as of yet. But what a bad stroke of luck it would have been in the world that he was dealing with guns and illegal substances. Now, there is good news as Chumlee was able to avoid a jail term. Instead, he was given 3 years probation on the misdemeanor charge. Congrats on making it to the end of the video. While you are here, go ahead and click the links to check out some more of our other awesome Pawn Stars videos. Leave a like down below, and if you are brand new, subscribe for daily content. See you in the next video.